We let off with our first little sapling. These two machines here, one making gears, one making electronic circuits, valuable intermediate products. Now, what we need to do is build something that will basically help us mine this a lot more effectively. This is where I have to make a couple of decisions. Just real quick, I want you to know that I am walking with purpose. All of these mines, right? Well, all of these deposits right here will eventually be filled to the brim with mining devices. And so these stone furnaces have to move. I cannot process them in the same area that I am making them. So I'm going to shift all of these mineral deposits onto belt lines. Take them to the left, right around here. And then all of those plates and such, I believe I'm going to output them down south towards the desert because there will be less things to clear. That is the goal. Now let us move with purpose towards this divine goal. No, it's not really that divine. I don't know. It's just one of those things where in a game like this, the concept of order really comes about. I want to make sure that all of my smelting columns is on one side of all of the inputs that I'm going to have for the foreseeable future. Because that just simplifies creating these individual modules. Just control clicking all of these guys in. So let's go. I'm gonna need a couple of miners to this task. Okay, keep that going. I have some of this up in here, so I want to get rid of that. And I no longer have enough electricity. I believe it's because I ran out of coal. I never like to make this first landfall area to be the primary power source. It tends to be in the middle of things. And I want my power generation to happen at the opposite end of everything. We will add in items as necessary and as available. One quick thing to note is that for every one of these steam boilers, you can hook up 2 of these steam engines to the end. First priority is going to get this guy automated and the creation of a fuel line. So let's get a couple of more of these guys in because we are going to need them. Get a power pole connected to the second steam engine. Get the last of our coal up in there. That's in fact, let me just go ahead and add 2 boxes. Actually, that's basically the only thing I'm going to be using copper wire for. That's a lie. I'm going to also use it for power poles. Might as well click that button now. Okay. I've got these guys. Let's go ahead and get a belt making machine. And if I place this guy here, because these are 3 squares by 3 squares, a 9 square unit, I can place an arm feeding gears into the belt maker, one of its 2 ingredients, and then put a box right here where I can have this just be the source of iron. Better ways. Mechanical puzzles. Alright, and we need an output for this. Okay, good. Pick these guys up. Pick these guys up. Head on back, collect more raw resource. Well, maybe slightly less raw. Oops. Okay, let's set up the first miners. Do not need terribly too many. I do need some. Okay, got these guys. That one's filled for a bit. This one needs a little bit more. This one definitely needs more. Just gonna have the rest. As you can see, the early game of Factorio is just being one of the arms transporting items. But with these belts, I can have the coal generated here, move its way all the way down here to the steam engine, and I do not have to interact with it anymore. Automation Snarl. Let's just go ahead, run it through this forest. I am not seeing... Well, I can't see. That's the problem. I need to get a couple of these trees up out of the way. Okay. Overall, things are fine. Let's move the smelting column. So about here. Let me go ahead and craft one of these items that I'm gonna need. Ooh, I don't have that one yet. Okay. Let's automate science. Remember, the Kool-Aid packet requires 1 iron gear, 1 copper plates, and using the same trick that we used from this one, we can actually just have this share an input box. Make it a little bit easier for ourselves. Dump things into only one location. We have already ran out of coal. Fuck. We are gonna have to put a box here, an arm, and a power pole. Just shove some coal up in there. Alright, where was I at? Let's go ahead and have this handle this much and the rest, I guess. And boom. And that will generate science for us on a gradual basis. Let me go ahead and grab the last little bit of coal, make sure that our mining units are operating and with fuel. I'm gonna pass by like so many times, so don't need to refuel right yet. There's no real reason to keep those guys around. I can just scoop a whole bunch of coal above these. In fact, I think I will for the last time that we will top this guy off. And we'll grab up all of this stone for a minor project. I'm a big believer in just letting the factory do a whole lot of your work for you. Just have to mine the grounds and ensure that the factory is working smoothly. First, a little bit of that is just, regular problem solution task. Problem is I got a whole bunch of stone. Well, that's not a problem in and of itself, but it could be a problem. And another problem is that I'm going to need a lot more ovens to make that delicious steel bread. So let's go ahead and set up a automated machine. Have this craft up stone. And then in, out, box, make more boxes. And all of the stone. Alright, and that'll just do its thing for a good long while. I'm not gonna really collect more stone from up there until necessary. Grab these guys, gonna grab these guys. Got no more iron, just really hitting that wall. Let's put this guy onto my hot bar. Okay, and that will basically be my fuel line for my smelting columns. Because as we can tell, these ovens and these burner mining drills, even though we're not going to use those, the ovens, we are still going to be using them moving forward, and one of the required ingredients is coal. We have laid the groundwork for this coal to be delivered. Hooray. We have laid the groundwork for ovens to be made. Hooray. We have laid the groundwork for items to be conveyed. And we have laid the groundwork to get some things mined out. Let's go ahead and make a couple more of them. After I get more iron. Always in need of more. Factorio, the most important ratio is more. As you can see, a little bit taking shape. Got ourselves a movement line. Got ourselves logistics. Got ourselves underground belts, fast inserters, and splitters. Very powerful tools. Extremely necessary. Let's go ahead and plop a couple of these guys down. This little gray bluish outline is the effective reach of each individual machine. So one tile to the left, this guy right here, will get mined out by this guy right here. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put this guy on my hotbar. I can actually lock in items from a hotbar. You see how items down over on the lower bottom area gets jumbled around. For some reason I have fish in my tool belt. If you click the middle mouse button, it'll end up fixing that, for lack of a better word. Do I have a choice? For the sake of this oil, I think I'm gonna go ahead and drag everything down. So effectively iron will be on a pathway through here. These are the decisions that we have to make. There are two shapes that we can make out of this eventual iron field. We can either have the iron flow down and to the left, thus intersecting with our planetfall area, or we can have it go up and then to the left, directly blocking these little crude oil puddles. I believe that these crude oil puddles are going to be vital to Tomorrow Jeff. But don't like cutting through my factory. Decisions. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put it on down. Make the decision, make the change, be who you want to be. Go ahead and make sure that machines are running effectively. Not exactly sure why I'm still collecting coal. Force of habit, maybe. Last time I will refuel you guys. I'm not even gonna mess with that stone, I'm sticking to that. Fuel you guys for quite possibly the last time. I hope. And get a couple of more of these guys online. Start off with 8. A good number. Get these all powered up. Alright, with our new technology that we got last time, we can get splitters. Splitters are fun. You get to put 2 things in opposite directions. Now, the amount of items that are, like, were on this belt does not change, if that makes any sense. I'm like, you can't get more just by splitting it, but you can balance it a little bit. This is a very poor description of splitters. It's one of those things I really should just show you. But that is the main basic thing. You can take 1 lane of items, turn it into 2 lane of items that have exactly half of each input inside, and then you can shove that into the same lane so that you can get a little nice compression. Because imagine if there were more items on the left-hand side than there were on the right-hand side. Let's not even imagine. Let's make that a reality. This left lane is going to fill up earlier than any other lane. So just want to, as it is leaving on out of the mining depot, hold a sort of consistent pattern so I know how to deal with it in the future. And then get this guy on through to our eventual smelting columns. Trees. No, I am not going to end off this stream with chopping down trees. I refuse! I'm going to end off this stream by picking up well-deserved number. I forgot to refill this guy, so oops. And let's go ahead and refill this guy. Don't need that iron. You, however, need that iron. And so far we have an insufficient number of stone furnaces. How could 76 be insufficient when I started off with 5. That is the story of Factorio. Thank you for joining me while I'm pruning and planting my digital bonsai tree. Have a good day, my friend.